figured you're going to have some good-sized hail tonight. Who is that?
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Dive Bomb Decoys. I am Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous and dickhead Andy Shaver.
How long have they been a sponsor of ours?
Dive Bomb Industries. Everybody Dive Bomb Decoys. What's the difference? They know.
That'd be like saying Stanfield Fucknuts or something like that. It's Stanfield Hunting Outfitters.
I'm sure people have said that many times.
Squad Fest coming up next month, June 11th and 12th. Hope to see you there.
Yep, we'll be there. Okay, with us today, we got some local boys here. Well, Garrett, you're not really local. Garrett Durrett and Dustin Johnson from Cedar Ridge Aviation. Now, you from Louisiana originally?
I am from Louisiana, Ruston. Actually, Simsboro, which is right outside of Ruston.
Is
North, south? Where's that at?
Ruston.
On I-20.
Okay.
That's right. How far is that from Monroe?
Halfway between Monroe and Shreveport.
Okay, that's where I've been through there a couple times.
Yeah.
And Dustin Johnson, you're about as local as you can get.
I'm from Knox City.
Yep. Coached you in Little League and helped your daddy coach a long time ago.
Been a few years ago.
Youth football, we kick some ass. The best youth football team in Texas.
I probably wasn't much.
You were
help.
the quarterback.
Oh, it still probably wasn't much help.
No, you were a good help. You're a hell of an athlete.
The old wrecking crew.
Are you nervous, Dustin?
Me? No, I love to talk.
Okay, well, you seem like you're nervous over there. All right, we'll talk about Cedar Ridge Aviation. You guys, did you start the West Texas Air Force, or was it already going?
Oh, we come up with a name during the hurricane. It's the quickest thing we could throw together so everybody could follow what we were doing years ago.
And y'all have done a lot of good things for a lot of people. Now, when y'all are a bunch of volunteers that fly your own equipment.
Yes, sir.
You pay for your own expenses. And when someone needs help, y'all help do stuff.
Yes, sir.
And the first time I remember you doing this is you were flying blood.
Yep.
During
Hurricane Harvey.
Tell me a story on that.
Oh, I was actually in Dallas and kept getting phone call after phone call to come help. The weather was bad. Finally, I figured out a way that we could get in there after we spent, 2 days on the phone trying to get permission to actually go into Houston. So it was frustrating because we spent 2 days trying to figure out a way to help. Once we finally got, okay, you can come help, we picked up blood. We took it to Houston to MD Anderson, and then from there, I linked up with a bunch of South Texas helicopter companies, and we gathered cattle for a couple days.
And that's a big thing, too.
It was huge. There was no one out in the country looking or helping any of the wildlife, so.
Did y'all have to cut fences and stuff?
We cut a bunch. Yeah, we took local people here, and they jumped out of the helicopter and cut the fence, and we pushed cattle through.
How high? What would you do? Just like hover?
Yeah.
Hover 5-6 feet off the ground and.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10 foot over the water.
We felt like we moved, I think we estimated 5,000 or 10,000 head of cattle.
That's amazing.
But there was, 6 or 8 helicopters.
Yeah. No, it's probably closer to 12.
It was pretty neat. Not all of them for local, but.
Not me. Might be an
it's
Amber
me.
Alert.
Sorry, Amber Alert.
I wonder why I didn't get mine. I guess I got mine turned off.
I don't.
Dustin's he's the rescue guy.
That's
right.
Never know.
He gets all the alerts.
Well, it's funny. We had planned to do this last week, and then on Friday, was it Friday we had the big water rescue here?
Friday night.
We had some idiots get on the river.
We did.
To float down the river, and you rescued them. Garrett, were you flying too, or just Dustin?
I wasn't there.
No, he was smart. He stayed home.
Yeah.
And you flew.
I have a hard time saying no.
And you rescued a 4-year-old little girl.
I think all of them were little girls.
Were they?
Yep, their dad.
It wasn't families just.
No, it was
around.
one family and then another 2 other girls joined him.
How old were the kids?
As young as 4 and as old as, I think, 15 or 16.
So they were all in between there. Mm-hmm. And they floated down the river.
They didn't start till, I think they didn't start their little adventure till 6 o'clock.
It's a 5-hour flight drive. 5 to 6 hours to do it.
And supposedly somebody was watching an Apple Watch, and it stopped moving right at dark. And they alerted the sheriff's office. So Hunter called me, and I was actually at the rodeo, and he knows I will never say no. So he said, will you fly? And I don't like flying at night. So I said, sure, I'll come anyway. Garrett and I had built some lights to go in the helicopter to work frost protection on a wine vineyard. So I was like, sure, I'll put all my lights on. So by the time we got there, I said, where are they at? He said, I don't really know where they're at. So we just picked the river up, we flew about 30 minutes and found them. Really didn't have any idea how we were going to get them out. So I flew back to the bridge and had a landing zone set up, picked the sheriff up. She was very frustrated. He said, I'm going. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm jumping out. I'm going to stay in the river till they're all gone. I said, perfect. So took one of my employees and dumped her out. She helped load the helicopter, and we found us a little muddy area to land in. The water was running. She loaded them 2 by 2, and we took them out.
So did you fly? Do you have night vision that you use at night when you fly?
No. If anybody listening wants to donate a pair of night vision goggles, I'd love to have them.
How'd you find them? Did it just luck of the draw? They didn't have a flashlight or anything?
Nothing. Just standing in the middle of the river looking up.
They didn't wave or anything, did they?
No.
What's amazing about that is we had a 90% chance of rain that night.
They didn't say thank you either.
And that's really amazing. But no, that doesn't surprise me in today's world.
No.
So if it would have been storms and stuff, first of all,
it actually started raining on the very last. When I went to pick the sheriff and my helper up, it started raining on the way back. So
that's dangerous for you to be up.
Oh, it was probably wasn't the smartest decision I've made, but I guess somebody has to do it.
You know,
if it wouldn't have been for the 4-year-old, I would have stayed home.
Yep. What was their plans? I wonder if you wouldn't have come.
I'm not sure they had a plan. I heard they said, well, if something happens, the helicopter will come get us anyway. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows I'm going to come help them. So they make bad decisions. That was a bad decision. For people that are listening to this, our rivers here are not like rivers where you're thinking of that got a current, a steady flow of water. You're going to float from point A to point B, and you've got a good 10-mile-an-hour current or whatever it is. It's ankle deep to waist deep water, and the only times people try this stuff is when it's flooded and rained. And there's nowhere to stop in between. There's no houses on the river. It's all wilderness. It's on the middle of big ranches and big farms. Yep. And there's no way to walk out. There's not like a landing point every mile or so where people are fishing and stuff. There's nothing. So once you get in that water to go, you got to go to the next bridge. And then at that next bridge, if you can't get off of your thing, you're going to go to the next bridge. And you're going to spend all night. And it's happened. We've had kids stuck before on the river doing dumb things, but nobody takes a 4-year-old girl to it. No, this is not the first one on the Brazos River I've done, but and probably won't be the last, unfortunately. But I've never seen a 4-year-old kid out there. No, that's crazy.
So what happened? They just ran out of running water?
I think they got tired and scared when it got dark. That's what it boils down to. So they just stopped.
I can't believe they started at 6 o'clock.
Started at like daybreak.
Yeah.
And then go out there.
That'd be way better instead of starting at dusk.
Because you got even right now, days are getting longer. You got 2.5 hours before you can't see anything.
My 2 youngest boys did this. The first time Zach and a bunch of his buddies went, and then Payne went with Zach and them. And Payne was in 8th grade, I think. And I told them they're going to walk their ass out. Well, the first time Zach and them went, that son bitch was rolling. And I was at the second bridge when they come by, and I said, you better jump off, because if you don't get off here, it's going to be gory before you get out.
Yep.
And so they jumped out real quick and swam over the side and got out. But they were 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids. Well, it's not.
Right.
That's just being a dumbass.
Mm-hmm. But it's frustrating. We don't mind helping anybody, but it's frustrating when you have to go pick up somebody that made a bad decision. There's plenty of other people that need help, dementia people or, true people that are lost.
True accidents.
We'd rather spend our money on, but I guess
it's kind of like a hurricane. When they tell you to evacuate and you don't evacuate, don't call 911 when you're in the center of the hurricane.
Right.
You should have gotten out before. Don't put somebody else in harm's way.
That's what I felt like that was. There was a lot of people that were risking their life on Friday night that shouldn't have been.
Y'all did we had a gentleman that got stranded on a hunt this year in a snowstorm.
Yep.
And how many hours did you search looking for him?
We put in several days. I think we put in 22 or 23 hours. We figured out there was 3 helicopters. We had 1, and then 2 from the Panhandle came down and helped us.
You talking about the one up in Kroll?
Yes.
That one.
And the guy had passed away, but he got lost in a blizzard.
Yep.
And y'all looked for him for 22 hours.
We were there the next morning, and we flew all day. And what I've learned during all of our search and rescue is to try not to listen to everybody else. Just use common sense. And what we did wrong on that one was we listened to everybody, and we were in the totally wrong area.
What was everybody saying?
They said, he had made a phone call. He had 2% left on his phone. He had made a phone call to his son and said he was at a certain gate, and he was not even anywhere close. He had went a total different direction. If we would have just used our common sense, picked the roads up, the guy was smart. He laid in the middle of a road. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're lost is stop walking. Mm-hmm. They had us looking in a little thicket, 1,000 acres. We flew it for 11 straight hours. And
we spent a whole day in the 600-acre patch.
When we should have been blowing roads and picking them up.
It wouldn't have mattered, though. I think he would have been passed away anyways.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
it's frustrating.
That I could understand. Now.
And then the missing person there was a super I wouldn't say famous, but a super well-known guy that went missing in Abilene, the little white Kia.
Uh-huh.
We were involved with it, so we put a whole lot of time into that one.
Did they find? Is that the one they found on the ranch?
Yeah, he was found on the ranch, but it took a week to find his car.
Yeah. And then we had a couple of years ago. We had a shooting on 277. Didn't you help on that?
No.
I was thinking
Nope.
you did help on that one.
Nope.
What was the white Kia one?
It was recently. There was an old guy in Callahan County. He just went missing, and it took him a week to find his car. And then we went down there and flew for 2 straight days and couldn't find him. And he was actually one that was not common sense wouldn't have found him. He didn't stay on the road. He was actually out in the pasture.
Was he?
He knew
He
where
was
he
old.
was, and he went out and hid out by a creek.
So he was a fugitive.
No. He's dementia.
Just old man.
Confused. I see.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have.
Not all of them
Wouldn't
end like
help.
Friday night did.
Now, on 277, we had a guy that had a wreck, and you found him that he had stranded off from the car, correct, in a snowstorm a couple years ago?
Yeah, that was unfortunate as well.
Yeah. Just bad things happen.
Uh-huh.
But
everyone had given up on that guy and was concerned. They were pretty much decided he was in Mexico, and we found him a mile from the car.
right. And that's the things that y'all do that a lot of people don't realize. Small town makes a big difference because I've seen the fire department call y'all. We've had lots of missing kids, or not lots of, but we've had cases where people find them later, but they get you up as quick as you can because you can cover so much more
Yep.
space.
That's what I always tell Hunter, the sheriff here. I said, man, I don't mind, call me first so we have a chance. If I'm the last call, we're looking for a dead body. If I'm the first call, we have a chance.
Manhunt. Have you had to do a manhunt yet? When somebody escapes from
No, I
jail or
don't think
prison?
so.
They were going to do that one for the guy a couple weeks ago in Benjamin, but
Did we had a manhunt?
you were out of town.
Oh, yeah. I was at Stock Show. A guy ran from the cops. I wasn't able to make it. That was in Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay, but we've had that happen a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
I've not heard that.
Well,
Knox City's not as safe as I thought it was.
They don't like to
that one was
advertise
kinda
that all the
quiet.
time.
That was kind of quiet.
They
deal.
kind of advertise. They don't advertise that stuff. So y'all do helicopter hog hunting.
We do.
How many pigs y'all killed this year?
Last weekend, we killed 1,400.
Last weekend you killed 1,400?
3 days.
Good God Almighty!
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Y'all did the Warrior,
Brazos.
The Big Country Veterans
Country.
Hunt.
veterans hunt. I got a friend of mine, Brian Love from Wichita Falls. He cooks there every year.
Oh, yeah. Redneck Culinary Club.
Yep. He's a redheaded kid too. And anyways, because he had messaged me the other day about it. We were gone Friday night. He asked me to come out and eat Friday, and we were gone out of town. And that's a great thing. How many veterans would y'all have up
I
there?
think we flew 16 or 18 of them. We try to do it every year, and this
it's a
is
really cool event.
definitely the most pigs we've ever killed.
Do y'all notice, is the population going down at all at any of these
No.
places that you're flying?
No,
Never.
not at all.
No.
Just boom.
Last year they had good
Which I'm not
rainfall
going to
and all
complain.
No. How many coyotes y'all kill?
that. Well,
Oh.
up there, I don't think Jerry Bob likes anybody shooting his coyote, so not nearly as
I
many.
think we
But
killed 30.
how many of y'all killed this year
Oh,
though?
I don't even know. Hundreds.
And they don't
Thousands.
ever go away either.
No.
Have you seen a mountain lion flying ever?
I've seen 2, but it's been a long time ago.
In this area here?
One was in Aspermont, the other was in South Texas.
Did he run much or go up a tree
No,
and hide
straight to a tree and sit there.
and sits? That's crazy. The elusive animal that nobody thinks is out here, but they're there.
They're hard to
They are
find.
there.
Very
Okay,
hard.
Garrett, how'd you hook up with Dustin?
I'm anxious to hear this one myself.
I think the first time was came to the deer survey at Dad's in Aspermont. Then from there, I think I actually went and worked for Dustin the first summer of spraying, and then we came home, decided to partner up from there. And I mean, it's not really any cool story or anything, but
How'd you get into flying helicopters?
I just run the
You don't
business
fly.
side. Nope.
Okay, I didn't know that.
No.
Do you like
I could fly if your life's dependent
If
on it.
he's,
That's about
if
it.
he's flying, I might want to stay back.
Do you like to fly? Do you like to fly in one? I've never
I
flown
like
in a
it,
helicopter
but
in
I
my
don't
life.
it's not. I'm not aviation crazy. I wouldn't say, but I like it. Yeah.
So you don't get scared of nothing.
No.
Have you had any moments you've been scared, Dustin?
Ask him if he has. He's got better story than I do.
I did right before we hit the ground.
Do what?
Right before you hit the ground.
So you was in a helicopter wreck?
Yeah.
No
right
shit.
Right out here at the what was that? CR
Spike
field?
box.
Spike box CR field.
That's a big old field too.
What happened?
We just kind of got whipped around there with a tailwind. Another guy was flying. We were filming them pig hunting, and we got a tailwind and started settling on power and did all the wrong things when it came time to recover and smashed it in the ground.
How fast were you going?
Not fast, 30 mile an hour maybe.
That's not
Still
so bad,
fucking
man.
hurt. That still fucking
Yeah, we fell
hurts.
probably
I think it
from
hurts their
60,
feelings
70
more than
feet.
anything.
Yeah.
You're more worried about being in a fire than anything.
Yeah,
else.
that's the
Absolutely.
thing is, I was, and then that'd be a good start for you to. still in there.
Yeah, I watched it happen. So I landed the helicopter, ran fast as I could, and was screaming, hollering to get the helicopter set up because I was thinking fuel could be pouring out. And I thought Garrett was trapped underneath the helicopter, and as we pushed it up, and I looked over, and he was the one that helped me set it up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all that happened in a matter of 20 seconds.
But no injuries, no broken legs, no
nothing.
fingers, nothing.
Nothing.
Just a bad little jarring.
Luckily, I was wearing a helmet. The two guys on the right side were filming. Jordan was with us. He was filming in the back seat, and the pilot, neither one of them had a helmet on. We had just landed and switched positions, and Derek, when he crashed, he went in on my side, and then luckily I was wearing a helmet.
So the helmet's just not to look cool, because I always thought that was just to look cool. So you're actually, that helmet you're wearing is like a race car helmet, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes.
yeah, they're very
I just always
important.
thought they were fucking good looking cool.
The helicopters that we fly, the controls come up in the worst place in the world. Most of the fatalities in those helicopters are when you hit your head on the control because it's sitting right in front of you. Like the medical helicopters you see, the control's down between your legs. The one we fly, it comes up between the two seats and has a big bar that comes across. So follow the accident reports. Most of them are head trauma to the control. So it's a company policy.
Like your orange helmet you wear?
No, I don't wear the orange one.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Okay. But anyways, that helmet always
There's a
thought,
famous orange helmet, but it's not me. That was one of my best friends that had an accident's helmet.
that's not your orange helmet. Okay, I've seen the orange helmet, and I thought that was yours.
Nope.
But anyways, I always thought that was just to look cool like Maverick or Goose. But those are actual.
Yeah.
No, they're
You're in a fucking helicopter. Of course you're going
I
to
just don't think about that.
Yeah, I know.
I fly on an
We
airplane,
don't-
I don't think about guys wearing a fucking.
People laugh because we're in a little helicopter with a helmet. I mean,
No, that's fucking makes
no,
sense.
really, everybody does laugh. And then when I explain, look, my flight instructor died because he didn't have a helmet on, and they're like, oh, okay, I'd put it back on.
like right after that crash, you could see the visor on top of mine. There's a huge white gash across the top.
Smart
Where the
move
helmet-
then.
where
It's
the
kind of like
helmet hit.
snow
Yeah, where the
skiing. If you're going to
helmet
go snow skiing now, you might as well wear a fucking helmet. You don't want to
Yeah.
Sonny Bono it into a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean-
live to regret that.
Yeah. So I would wear a helmet too then, but I just never had thought of that. Because it's like flying when they're flying Maverick and they're flying an F-15, F-16. Really don't think that helmet's going to save you much
No,
if you're
probably
flying
not.
1,500 miles an hour
No.
or whatever they go. And so, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you've survived a helicopter crash.
I have. That's why I'm not sure if I'd make it through two of them. So.
Did you know you was going to crash before you was going to crash?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be
we
the
saw it
scariest
coming.
fucking deal ever.
We all saw it coming.
How long, before? So from the time you're like, okay, we're going to crash to crashing, is it 10 seconds? Is it a minute?
No,
I'd say a second.
Oh,
Two
that's it?
seconds,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because
so
we were trying to pick up speed as we're heading to the ground, and then finally you realize when we get there that nothing's changing. So might as well brace up.
Now, have you also raced? Did you race
Yeah.
World of Outlaws late models?
Yeah, I did.
Did you roll one ever?
I did. A few.
No shit.
Worst thing I ever had though was smoke inhalation.
what's Race of Outlaws?
World of
World of
Outlaws. It's
Outlaws.
racing. It's got to have. He ought to have fucking special pants with the fucking place to put his balls at when he walks, because you got to have a set of balls on you to do that shit.
What is it? I don't.
It's racing. It's the stuff I watch all the time. I watch late
Like dirt
models and
cars?
sprints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dirt
dirt car
cars.
It's the
racing.
highest, about the top of dirt
Yeah.
racing. you
How
can get.
fast they go?
Some place we'd run like 160 at Eldora.
Woo! 160 freaking miles an
It
hour.
was moving.
And so when you got smoke inhalation, I guess your car caught on fire?
We blew an engine and dropped a valve, and it wouldn't quit running, so it was burning oil. And we run breathers on our helmets, so the breather was still on, so it's pumping the smoke directly in your face.
Oh, shit.
So then you pass out and get pulled out and cough up, burn oil for 2 or 3 days.
Oh, God almighty.
No big deal.
So when you rolled it, what's the worst wreck you was in and rolled on?
There's just lots of. I mean, those just aren't that bad. It looks bad, but it's not, because as long as you don't ever stop, as long as you're moving, it's not a whole lot of hit.
So it's the sudden stop that gets you then.
Yeah. You go piled in a wall head on somewhere, that hurts.
And it's all dirt tracks.
Yeah.
Because
All over the country.
and the late models don't flip like the sprint cars do.
No, they're way lower to the ground, but they will flip.
Yeah, I've seen them flip them before. Now, do you have you ever drove a sprint car?
No, never have.
Never wanted to.
That'd probably be dangerous.
He doesn't need one.
Why?
No.
See, I think
I need
You
a
know,
partner.
Dustin raced too for a while.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
you race late models.
Oh, no.
What'd you race?
I raced down there at Abilene.
Well, they race late models
drag
down
racing?
No dirt car. I had a good coach
Oh.
here. He coached me right into last place.
there. Was it fun though?
It was a lot of fun, but I was not very good, so it was a short career.
Did you get scared ever?
I did.
That's why you're honest about it though. The guys
did.
that are you have to be halfway crazy to
I
race
was
them.
more
some
scared
bitches.
when I got to back to
To
the
the
trailer,
pits.
and Garrett had his crowbar fixing to throw it at somebody. So
Why
that's
was that?
because he ran over the guy. They were mad.
Oh, you ran over a guy?
That was not very good. Actually, it was Wichita Falls.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a big one.
Oh, them rednecks, they'll kill you.
Yep,
You hit a guy?
I did.
What happened?
I just ran out of talent.
Was he in the way though, or
It was
like?
his car. Ran over his car, tore his car up, tore mine up, got back to the trailer, and Garrett had a crowbar. And
Them
he's
dog
like,
patch
that guy's coming over here, so be ready.
Those dog patch boys they're
Yeah.
pretty rough.
It was rough.
He gave you an earful?
Garrett headed the deal off.
Nah,
My coach.
we decided that wasn't a good idea.
You need to put
To fight?
Yeah.
You need to put late models up there. Late model.
So that's
racing.
not it right
no,
there?
No,
No,
that's
no.
not none of
No,
them.
that's the sprint cars.
I'm not
World
a
of Outlaws.
World of Outlaws. I couldn't remember.
That's my guy right there, number 57 over there. No, it's not sprint cars. It'd be late
God
models.
almighty.
World of Outlaws late models.
Look, you might even look up Garrett. He may be still on there.
Late models. Okay, let's take a look.
There you
That's
go.
the-
No, that's it right there, huh?
Is that Bloomquist?
That's him.
Yep.
So,
So you're like overhauling these after every race,
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much every night.
Fuck. When's the next race? So you'll go.
You normally would pack up and travel overnight. You'll drive probably 4 or 5 hours, race probably 3.
I mean, he
to
had a
4
full
times week.
team. He didn't do it all. He drove.
Right.
Somebody
Yeah.
else did everything else.
like
Yeah.
Jeremy Bloomquist. Is that his name, Jeremy? Scott Bloomquist. He's one of the top dogs, I guess, or used to be.
He used to be. He's getting old.
Okay. I don't know very many. I know the outlaw guys are the sprints, not the late models. The late model guys like that. The top team right now, whoever that guy is he making any money?
Yeah. The driver's making a lot of money.
The owner's not.
That's what
The
I'm
owner's
talking about.
spending a lot of money.
So the owner's just doing it for play.
Yeah. Tax write-off.
So like the guys that Kyle Larson's racing for, which Kyle's running full time on NASCAR, but he raced at I-70 Speedway the other day.
Yeah.
He races for some farm, I think, or ranch deal out of Texas, I think.
Kevin Rumley's who he drives the late model for.
Okay, who's he driving the sprint car? Do you know?
I do not know.
But
that.
he races sprint car twice this week.
Yeah.
So that guy's just paying Kyle Larson big money to sit in that seat.
Percentage.
Just
They get it 40% of what they win normally.
is what they get. So like what the late model race the other night was a 100-mile race. Was that $30,000 package?
$30,000 to win.
And so whoever won that won $9,000, $12,000, $9,000 is what they got out of that.
Not a bad night.
No, not at all. And they raced 2 nights in a row.
Then they'll race 2 or 3 times a week. But
Now,
you
are the
don't
top
win-
dogs always the top
You're
dogs?
not going to win every night.
You're not going to
No.
win. Most of your guys are going to make $150,000, $200,000 a year.
Like Brad Sweet,
How much
he's
did you
won.
make, Garrett?
It wasn't near that.
Brad Sweet's won 8 times this year, I think.
Yeah.
And I can't. He's the worst. I hate pulling for that bastard. But he's good. He's damn good. But he's got more car than anybody else does too.
Yeah.
So he might be making $250,000 a year. And
I
he
don't know,
probably.
that outlaw deal, the world of sprint cars, that's a whole different ballgame.
I wonder what Napa pays to be his sponsor. I wonder if he gets a
lot.
driving. Is he getting a big money from them too?
No, the car owner gets
The
all
car
that.
owner gets.
What does
that.
Nutrien pay to be on Davenport's car?
Probably $250 a year.
$250,000. Put their picture on the car.
Yeah.
And then is that what's the same as Dryden? What is Dryden, anyways?
Dryden's an oil company.
They sponsor all
Lucas.
kinds
It's
of
the
people.
same thing as Lucas.
Okay.
They make oil products.
All right. That's interesting. What's with all the midgets racing too now? Because Rico Abreu, is it Rico Abreu?
Yeah, Rico Abreu. His family owns a vineyard in Napa, I believe.
He's a rich kid.
Yeah.
He's a legitimate midget. Or he's just
Yes.
like
No,
Sure.
he's a
Legit.
Oh, yes.
legit
He's
midget.
legit.
I wouldn't use that word and without. He's legit.
I didn't know if he was like 5
no,
foot
he's
or something.
he's a thigh high son of a bitch. I'm telling you right now. He's a racing son of a
He
gun.
is. He is.
And there's another guy too that's a midget I saw the other day racing.
I didn't know that.
Well, either that or they got a real small camera. Or the guy next to him was 7'7". Because I was like, what the hell? There's two midgets racing. No, not midget. You need to because there's cars called midget. Just look up Rico Abreu.
Rico Abreu?
Yes.
Well, I was
Yeah.
going to see all the fucking midgets that are in this
Well,
tournament.
they wouldn't probably classify it that way.
What's his name?
Rico.
But he's in
He'll
a
come
sprint car, too.
Yep. That's all you got to do right there. He won't be late
There he
models.
is.
Yep, there he is down in the middle.
This guy? I can't ever
No.
see him.
No,
This
Oh,
guy?
that's Scott.
no. Go take off World of Outlaw or take out late models. Just go World of Outlaws and Rico.
This fucking light is terrible where it is.
There you go.
Oh, Rico.
There he is
There
over
he
there.
is.
Look at him in the right. Boy, he's not a pretty son of a gun either.
That guy with the
Right there. Yep. Right there. There he
That's
is.
him.
God almighty. I bet he's got a special seat for that ass too.
Oh, yeah.
They've all midgets got that special kind of ass.
That big ass.
That big ass and How does he reach the pedals, I wonder?
They got some fucking extenders on the bitches.
I'm sure.
I
Got like a 2x4 on
the
his feet.
first time I was watching him race, like 4 or 5 years ago, and he won, and he come up there, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm watching. I said, "Son of a bitch!"
Old Rico.
And he's one of my favorites now.
Yeah.
He's a ballsy son bitch too.
There's a cool video of him pulling a guy out on YouTube or something. This guy wrecks and Rico comes running over there and he's, running like
Waddles.
Yeah, it is pretty comical.
Did he get him pulled out though, or he had to wait for the
no,
cavalry?
He pulled him out.
Son of a bitch! I got to start watching.
I bet
this.
he's one of the more popular drivers too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, people love midgets. They do. They want to see him overcome things. They love it. A midget that drives fast, like that should be its own league.
Oh, he's fucking.
He should not be the only one in this. Like there should be 15 guys like that.
He ain't scared. I'm telling you right now. He's driving some good. So you rolled your car. That's got to, and that's not as scared as that helicopter crash scared you more than that ever did.
That helicopter crash isn't scary till aftermath.
When you started thinking about it.
At the time, it's no big deal.
So y'all flipped it back up?
Oh yeah.
What do they weigh?
1,300 pounds.
Damn.
Not much.
Yep.
You ever think about that when you're flying at,
Oh, yeah.
what, 5,000 feet?
I don't go that high. I'm scared of heights.
How fly? Shit, there ain't no way you're scared of heights. How high do you fly normally? Like if you're just flying,
200 or
like if you
300.
went to Abilene.
200 or 300 feet.
See, that would be more enjoyable than
Yes,
being in an
very.
airplane because you can see so much more shit.
Yep. I like to be low.
Are you more worried? Do you get worried whenever you've got the pig hunters in the back and they've got the rifles and all that
Yeah.
shit?
It's a little
That would
unsettling
bother
at
me.
times.
Have you ever had one that you had to get onto?
Often.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just because they don't think
They won't
about
point their gun up.
right.
That'd be
It's
a
the
bad
number
deal.
one thing.
Has that happened ever?
Not with us.
What about the other guys that have happened to? What's that usually do? Does that,
A friend of ours had their blades shot this last weekend, and they went ahead and flew home.
so what?
Blows a big hole in them and cost
No
them,
shit.
cost them $60,000.
Woo! And y'all got to get those blades. What? Every
2,200 hours.
22. How? What's that for y'all? 6 months? A year?
No, as many as we have, we kind of divided up. We have 4 of them in for overhaul right now. Overhaul means you take them down to the bare frame and start over.
That's what a lot of people don't realize with like the private jets is that the private. Me and you, one of my good friends, Matt Reagan, who's a friend of Dustin's,
Oh, yeah.
also. Matt used to tell me this all the time. He said people think when you buy a jet that's the big cost, but the maintenance on it is the cost.
And the helicopters are worse.
Well, I can believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He also told me that that's 1 million parts working, and if one fucking part breaks, it's going to come down because he's not a big helicopter fan.
Right. No, we work on them every day. In the summer, when we're spraying 12, 14 hours a day, we're working on them, tearing them apart every night.
Yep.
Mechanic starts to work at dark and has them ready by morning.
Did Matt tell you he crashed not too long ago, about a year ago?
Yeah, I know he had a bird strike.
A fucking whole bunch of birds.
Yeah.
He was just getting off of the. So I guess the way he was describing it, he was just getting off,
Taking off at Meacham.
and a whole flock of birds just everywhere
That
through
bird
them,
strike deal's
through both
dangerous.
motors, windshield. He said there's just feathers going everywhere, and like he's trying to kind of hand everything over to his
Right.
co-pilot. He said, "Give me the fucking controls and do everything that I say to a T,
Yep.
and we'll be fine." But he did, and I guess that's a dangerous part. Like when you're just off in the air, that's kind of
Yes.
where you're most
An airplane
vulnerable.
is definitely.
And they did everything right and circled back around and landed it. But he said there was fucking feathers all in that cockpit. He said they went through all the motors. It was
Yeah,
not
he said
good.
they were lucky because one motor it broke the blade, the turbines, I guess, and shattered
Turbine wheels,
everything.
yeah.
And the other one went right through the middle of it. So the one engine, I guess, stayed together. And this was a scary fucking moment.
But he did. He said, "You do everything that I fucking
That's why I
say,
fly a
and
helicopter.
we're gonna
I'll
be
just go
fine."
around the birds.
Didn't you almost hit a bunch of cranes jacking with them one day this year?
Not that I'm aware of.
Or somewhere, Dustin Favor was out there.
Oh, yeah.
So you almost hit some cranes?
Yeah.
That would hurt.
That's just a daily deal around here.
Oh, yeah. but that's something you get used to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's everywhere you go, especially when you go through the playa country
Yep.
in the morning early.
Yep. You fly to Haskell, you better be paying attention.
Yeah.
What would one of those do if they hit
To put us to the ground.
Really?
Yep.
Even what about a goose?
I'm not going to try to find out. I don't really know. I can't imagine it's going to be good.
Have you had any bird hits ever?
Just little birds, nothing to.
And they don't even.
We had a bird strike on our airplane, dented up the
Yeah,
turbine exhaust the other day, but he never even knew it till he got home.
People don't realize how big a crane is.
On y'all's crop duster?
Yeah, just a little. It was a little bird, nothing big.
What's that plane weigh?
When it's loaded, it weighs nearly 12,500 pounds.
That's an amazing piece of equipment right there.
It is.
And Terry's got some big old balls. He's like Garrett over there. I'm telling you right now. He should have been a sprint car driver. I've watched him fly sometimes. I'm thinking, how in the hell? And I like y'all's videos. When you do videos from the air where you can see what's going on, I really like that. And when he used to film, sometimes I really used to watch his shit and think,
Yeah,
what?
we watched him spray behind the house and just nearly missed a fence by 2 foot.
I think just
nothing to
yeah.
it.
Don't
Every
think nothing
time.
of it.
Just comes in, does it time and time and time.
I couldn't do it. Flying under telephone poles and shit like that? No, thank you.
Does that crop duster, does it have a hook on it that if it catches a line, it'll cut it, a power line?
No, all it has is a line that goes from the cabin to the tail to keep from cutting the tail off. It's got wire strikes on the gear. It's got a sharp edge. If you hit a wire on the gear, it's supposed to cut it, but if you hit it with a motor, the motor's going to chop it up. It happens way more than it should.
Hold on. So the motor will chop up the wire?
The blades will chop up a wire. But
then
you
your
just try
ass
not-
is going to go down. Then,
No,
right?
you should be able to fly back.
No shit?
Yeah, but a wire strike's $300,000 or $400,000 every time.
You know, I went to school with the girls whose dad started Air Tractor. Not Hank Snow was the singer. It was Snow was his name. Leland Snow, I believe was his
that's
name.
him.
Yeah, and I went to school with his daughters, in high school with them girls. Well, he was a hell of a. Did he engineer that plane?
All I know about him is when he passed away, he gave the business to his employees.
Right.
That's employee owned.
But he's flown all over. I mean, they sell them things all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hell of a piece of equipment.
Yeah, the waiting list is incredible. If you order a new one right now, you'd 6 months at least for you to start on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The
Capitalism.
insurance on these things has to be just out the ass.
Yeah, the airplane insurance is like $60,000 a year before you ever even fire it up.
Wow.
Yep.
I guess with the pesticides, it makes it even more expensive than.
No, actually, it's the herbicide that's the most dangerous and expensive stuff.
Well, I don't even know what the difference is between a
It's
herbicide or a
it'll-
pesticide.
It'll kill anything it touches.
Herbicide
Yep.
does.
Yep.
Trees, flowers, grass.
Old women's tomatoes.
So have you dealt with that yet?
We have
The
Yeah.
women's
That's
tomatoes.
a pretty common deal.
flowers, trees.
Even mesquite trees can be awful expensive too.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You wouldn't figure either because
We had
Some people don't
some
want that
overspray here one time.
Oh, I know.
But we didn't.
It wasn't me.
No. But I didn't do nothing. I mean,
Right.
we didn't have no big. I don't think that's right to do what some
Plenty
of
of
the people
that
do.
will take advantage of it.
Yeah, and that's not the way I'm going to do things. But that's they come out well. If you lost 400 mesquite trees, and if you got $1,000 a tree, you got $400,000. So you're telling me that 2 acres of mesquite's worth $400,000? Damn.
It's crazy. That's why we enjoy going up north in the summer because there's very little. You don't get any of that stuff you get around here.
Now, how'd you get into going to Missouri? You go to Missouri and Iowa, or just Missouri?
We do Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Nebraska, southern Minnesota area, right in the South Dakota area. And I don't know. I think we have 10 or 12 states we spray in.
Yep.
It all started with a customer of mine pig hunting at the ranch.
And that's how y'all got into
He said,
it.
"Man, you're missing out on it. It's a lot of spraying that needs to be done." All we had is a little baby helicopter. So that's where it all started.
So how many? Now, do y'all have a shop somewhere, don't y'all?
We do. We have a facility in southern Iowa,
In
right
so-
outside of Omaha, Nebraska.
And y'all fly out of there.
Mm-hmm. That's one of them, but we're all mobile with our semi-trucks.
So you'll drive to a different town, maybe
Uh-huh.
100 miles away or 200 miles away, and do it there.
And this last summer, had people 600 or 700 miles apart from Indianapolis all the way to Nebraska.
We had guys we didn't see all summer. Once we got there and they went out to start, then we never saw them again until we came home.
That's amazing.
It's kind of like a carnival
Now-
crew traveling.
Do you have one person you buy your chemical off of, or do you have different guys?
No, in the summer, we don't supply any chemical. It's all just the application.
so you get
We'll
there
go in and work for co-ops. Yeah.
and then you just
Yeah.
fly it.
Yep. They hand you the chemical and the maps and take off. It's all you can do. 14 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Now, you told me one time, and I don't want to get this wrong, that you have to fly because of bees at different times. Is
Uh-huh.
that right?
Yep.
So explain that to me.
The honey market in Iowa is pretty intense, and once you register your bees with the state, then you're basically protected. But you're only protected from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening. So between 8 and 5, if you have a field within, was it a mile, maybe 2 miles?
Yeah, within a mile.
Then you can't go spray it. And there's bees on every corner up there. So, at daylight, we're running around just like bunch of banshees trying to get all these little pieces put together, and right up till 8 o'clock. Then you got to stop and go spray stuff that doesn't have bees next to it. It's a disaster, but there's bees under every corner there.
You know, I've never noticed that in Iowa, but I noticed in Montana, which Montana's the #1 honey state. And there's bee everywhere you look. There's these fucking white boxes of bee shit everywhere. And you're like, what the hell?
Those are more expensive than the mesquite trees.
Yes, I bet they are. So those people will put their bees and they'll lock them down
At night, if they know we're coming, they'll tarp them. You know, we try to give them fair warning if we're going to be up there, and they'll tarp them that night when they all come home.
because the farmer needs the bees and the and the herb. Pesticide, is that what it is now?
Yeah, insecticide is what's going to toast them.
Insecticide.
If it even gets close, they're dead.
That's pretty cool. You see a lot of cool country up there.
We've
then.
seen a lot.
It's always pretty interesting.
No pigs up there, though.
No. Mountain lions.
Pigs will wipe
I
mountain
swear I
lions
did
out
see a
up
mountain
there.
lion there 2 years ago
Did you?
spraying.
So, Garrett, do you go up there also?
I do.
Do you enjoy that part, or do you rather be home?
Do you really enjoy it?
Oh, I mean, nobody enjoys it, but
Road trips on anything it's a road trip.
it's
the
cool
most
the
stress-
first week, but then about
Yeah.
the 45th day, you're over it.
It's the most stressful time of our business.
Do y'all send Tricky Ricky up there?
We do.
Tricky Ricky for 40 days in a row. God almighty, he'd wear you out.
How long are y'all up there, though? Is it 40 days
40
or
to
is
60.
it 60?
Now, what's
2
Rick
months?
do? Now, Rick is a guy in town, great guy, is the best volunteer our high school's ever had. Is
What
he
does he do? I'll let Garrett answer that.
I mean, like
Try
during the
not to use
summer,
the word complain.
whatever he wants to do?
Try not to use the word complain.
yeah, he does bitch a little. But,
He's changed a lot. He used to bitch a lot.
lot.
Yeah.
no, he kind of keeps that. We kind of have him set up like when he wakes up in the morning, he's either taking fuel somewhere, or picking fuel up from somewhere else, or taking water out to the guys, or just kind of running whatever needs
He's
to be
pretty
done.
handy.
He is. He's
He
a great
is.
hand, and he likes to do stuff, but he likes to do it his way.
He
Yep.
does.
And if might
And
as
our
well.
way
and
doesn't
on his
always work
schedule.
for him.
Yep.
And after about a week of him doing something, he's an expert on it.
Yep.
And
That's
Or
it.
maybe a
like,
day.
You're now referring to Rick on what you should be
Yeah.
doing, not the other way around. So, he's a good guy.
He is.
He's a great guy. He
He's
was
a good
good.
help up there.
He was good to all three of my boys in high school. He helped all of our coaches do stuff. He's a great hand.
Yes, he is.
He is.
And I used to call him Coach Reed all the time because by God, he knew what was going on.
Now
But
he's referred to as Pappy.
Pappy's what y'all call him
Yeah.
now. But if electricity and the scoreboard went out at that school, he's the first person I'd call.
Yep.
If they had toilets clogged up somewhere, he's the first person I'd call. And
He's
so
our
I
first
figured
person,
he's
too.
the Cedar Ridge guy for all that
He
stuff.
is. He is.
Is he the first guy in the office every morning?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
The last to leave also?
No.
No,
no, no.
He'll get on out of there.
He'll
Oh,
get
no
out of
shit.
there.
By 2 o'clock, we're going home for a nap.
Well, he has to.
He's old.
He's old now. How old is he now?
70, 69.
69 or 70.
Oh, that's his favorite age.
Oh, yeah.
69.
He's an old pervert's what he is.
Oh,
That's
he is
that's
damn
all that
sure
he
of
is.
that.
Does he still take his teeth out? Like what
Oh,
when he's
yeah.
talking about somebody and
Yeah.
take his fucking teeth out?
Still the same
I don't
rate.
think he's going to change
Make his
it.
ears
Andy.
wiggle.
Yeah, no shit.
What'd you say?
Make his ears wiggle.
Yeah, that's the thing. God, he there was a. Should we tell that story about the track meet?
Go ahead. I don't know which story this is.
It's your story. You were in there.
Oh, no, we can't tell that story. We
Oh.
can't tell that story.
I
We
can
can
only
tell-
imagine.
We can tell. Well, if we didn't involve any names,
Is he going to get mad at you if I tell the story, Dustin?
Probably.
Do you not want me to
I'm
tell
gonna
it?
push this away.
Do you want me to tell it then?
I don't know. I don't know if he can figure out how to listen to this anyway.
So I was in the coach's office at track meeting. They was having a scratch meeting, going through everything, and there was a girl coach there. She's a pretty good-looking old gal. And she got up off the chair, and she walked out the door. He walked over to her seat, and he took his hat off, and he sniffed the seat. He goes, yeah.
God almighty.
I was the only person in there that was not a coach. And I just kind of looked at everybody, and they just kind of laughed. Didn't say nothing. I thought,
What he does.
I couldn't believe he did that. Now, does that surprise you?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I like the guy.
But that's
though.
how good a hand he was that they didn't run him off after that.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget
He'll have to
that.
quit out there before we run him off.
With the Me Too movement now, you're like,
Yeah.
shit, the school would have had to get rid of him after that with the way it is now.
Get canceled.
Yeah.
I bet he knows every son bitch in Southern Iowa when y'all
He
go
does.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He will visit with them.
Yeah,
are,
he's a
man.
talker.
He's good to have around then.
Yeah.
Well, you've been great for the community. My God, you've provided so many jobs for people out here that, you know, like Rick and you've taken a lot of other people I know in town. And you've given them jobs and opportunities they didn't have before, and they needed it, and the stability. And my hat's off to you guys because you started from helicopter hog hunting to running a huge pesticide operation. I mean, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it's grown a little
A
bit
bunch.
since day one.
Yeah.
I mean, we just actually purchased a new helicopter to being delivered today. It's the same size of helicopters they use for care flight. Never thought we'd get there, and it'll be
It's
delivered
happening
when we
as we
get
speak.
home.
Now, what will you be using it for?
Crop dusting.
And it's what kind of helicopter is that?
It's a Long Ranger
Who makes it?
Bell.
Bell. So it's a Jet Ranger, is what they call
It's
them?
a little bit bigger than the old Jet Ranger.
So my fat ass could even ride in that thing.
Fits 7 people.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ride in one. I'm scared to death flying a helicopter. I've never. I like to. I don't know. I don't think I'd fly in a helicopter.
Oh, you'd love it.
I think I'd be scared.
It
I'm going to tell
definitely
you who
makes
wanted to
scouting a lot
ride with
easier.
you. My dad wanted to ride with you. He talked about it all the time.
You would love it.
Yeah. I don't. Man, I just.
Ron was always hoping that he'd get care flighted out. He paid that. He paid that insurance for 40 years. He bragged about that insurance. Like, you got to get that helicopter insurance. You got to get it. And the poor bastard died, never getting to use that
Yeah.
helicopter insurance.
He was in.
That was his only goal before he died, was to get care flighted somewhere.
When he got lung
justify
cancer,
it.
they cut out half of one of his lungs, and it was worse than ever. He had open heart surgery like 10 years for that, and he said, "It's shit." He said, "Open heart surgeries are for pussies." He said, "This is some bad shit." But he was at the hospital, and they were going to let him come home. And I go, "Dad, what are you going to do? You going to go to the hospital for rehab? What's going on?" "I don't know." I said, "Well, do we need to come pick you up?" "Well, no." I go, "Well, how you going to get home?" He said, "Fuck, I'm going to take a helicopter." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I got that insurance. I'm going to use it." I said, "They're not going to fly you back to Knox City, huh?" I said, "Have you ever seen them fly somebody to Knox City to drop them off at the hospital?" "Well, why not?" "Goddamn, I pay $52 a month for that shit, and I ought to be able to use it." I go, "They're not going to let you use it for that." He was pissed. I mean, he was fighting mad that they would not fly him back to Knox City to go to rehab.
I don't blame him.
He goes, "That's bullshit."
Yeah.
I said, "Well," I said, "I don't think riding the helicopter is very comfortable. I don't think many people are conscious back there know what's going on."
No.
But he did. He just thought he was going to ride up front with pilot.
What
You
he's
know,
gonna do.
"Can I steer for a minute?"
Take a left here, and you can just drop me off at the house, boys.
Yeah.
I'll take it from here. But yeah, he was. My
So
God, he
it'll
paid
hold
for it
7
forever.
people. Mm-hmm. I bet that's an expensive one to run, though.
We'll learn soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's all foreign to us. We're
How-
very excited, but
How much pesticide can you haul on it compared to the other ones?
over twice, so way more than twice.
Just
Yeah.
yeah,
We
just
carry
a
about
little
60
more.
gallons at a time with our helicopter, and this will carry 160.
God, 60 gallons don't take very long to spray.
No.
Are helicopters ever going to replace planes in this
No.
spraying? No?
No.
Just because you can't haul
keep
as
up.
much?
No, they cannot keep up.
Right.
They each have their areas.
So when you started spraying out here, you didn't affect any of the crop dusting guys really, other than stuff that they had that was extra. I mean, they're doing as much
Well,
as
after buying out the low competition, we realized we made a little more dent in them than we thought.
So you
It
did-
was never intentional, but
it's business.
it's yeah.
But there's still a place for planes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
the plane we own now runs. I mean, it run this morning.
Yeah, I saw them over town today.
Yeah.
So any kind of business I don't know nothing about really interests me because that's what makes America so cool is there's so many different ways to make a living.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, like when I got in the hunting business, people are like, how the hell do you make a living shooting at a bird? And you know, and you're shooting helicopters and hogs, and then you've started doing the spraying stuff. And the spraying stuff it's something that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I see y'all spray out here a lot, but I still see the plane fly a lot. So if you're spraying 1,000 acres, it's usually more cost effective to use an airplane.
It
If
just
it's one
depends.
field.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if it's one field, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So if you got 1,000 acre wheat
Like
field,
the spike box sprays 10 or 12,000 acres, and there's no way a helicopter would ever be feasible to go out there and spray. It's all airplane.
But
Up
it
in,
plays
up in Iowa, all of our fields are small. They're
Right.
Not,
Right.
You're not going up there and spraying.
small tracts of
Yeah,
land.
they're 160s or 320s or smaller.
how long is it? A 60 acre field? How long does that take? How long will that 60 gallons last?
Should last about 12 or 14 minutes.
How many acres is that?
30.
So you can do a.
And we get on the truck and better be loaded in 1 minute and back going.
So you take a 60 acre field and you can knock it out in 24 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, or less.
That's pretty cool.
All depends how the field lays out and the shape of it.
What'd they do before helicopters to spray them things?
I think the helicopters were around a lot earlier than we thought. It was something foreign to us. We were the first ones out of the Lubbock FISDO to ever get a Part 137 certificate to crop dust. So it's very foreign around here, and it's not foreign at all to the people through the Midwest.
Yeah.
because the planes just can't, them little fields and stuff.
Yeah, they've been using them for years, but I mean, it's so foreign around here.
And the corn gets so tall they can't use the John Deere rigs, can they?
They've got a Hagee. It's a different brand that they're trying, but it tears up way more than what we're going to tear up for no
Y'all
more
don't
money.
tear up anything.
No.
Try not to.
So you got like a NASCAR pit crew waiting for you whenever
do.
you land. Like
Yep.
it's,
Yep.
you said a
It's
minute?
quick.
Well, I've
No,
seen-
no.
Less?
Yes.
Should be about 38 seconds, 40 seconds.
Got this
40
fucking
seconds.
down. That's I could
Yep.
pit chief, crew chief right there. Because I've known some of the
It's all
guys
time. It's
that have
been-
worked for you, and somebody's sitting there. They drive that truck. You land that truck up there. How do they? What do you got? A high speed pump that pumps it into?
You
it?
land the truck on top. There's a quick connect. Press a button. It's all on a digital gauge. Shoot 60 gallons in. Press a button. Unswitch it and give him a thumbs up. And he's already in the air
Yeah.
Does the pit crew guy get to fly with you much?
every day.
No shit.
They usually fly home with us, and we leave the truck where it's at.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be pretty cool.
Perks of the job.
Old Jackie Sanders has got a lot of helicopter time, believe it or not.
I like old Jackie. Is he working for you still?
I wish.
He's not working for you no more. Back to the oil field.
Back to the
He
field.
gonna come back to you when it's spraying time.
I don't think so.
He's a good hand.
Very
He
good.
is.
Oil field just pay too much money?
Yep.
And he's a
That's the way
damn
it
good
is.
hand too. That's why he's a
Yep.
good guy.
That oil field's hard to compete with.
It is. And what sucks is it's so up and down. So you'll get a guy
Yep.
and you'll train him and he'll know everything to do. And then that fucking, about the time the oil field kicks
Yep.
back up, is about when you could just let
That's
him
also
run the
helicopter
thing.
pilots, too.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's also helicopter pilots.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
a
get 'em-
revolving door
Yep. Get
It
them,
is.
train them, show them how to do it, and they leave.
to the next bigger job?
Yep. Next one penny more they can make.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't want stability, because a company like yours, you could come here for 20 years and work and have a good living, and and I know Knox City's not the most fun place to live, but there's a lot of advantages to small town America.
Yeah.
But a lot of them guys are young guys, probably single, and they want to fly tourists around and shit.
A lot of the people that we see want to go do the care flight deal. I don't, and then they go do it and shake their head and say, "This I should have never done that."
What's the downside
yeah.
to doing that?
You do a lot of office time.
You sitting around waiting for a disaster?
We have a pilot that helps us that
Yep.
she flew 30 hours since January, and she flew like 45 the last week here.
Well, that's what you think you'd want to do is fly.
Yeah.
So if you want to fly, you get a job like this. If you want to check, then you get a medical helicopter job.
And we have one of our guys that comes to work for us probably right at 2 months, and that's all he does for the whole year.
He'll work 2 months and
He'll
be
make
done.
enough money in that 2 months.
What's
that
he do then?
Nothing.
hangs
Nintendo.
out.
Where
Plays
at?
PlayStation. Utah.
Spray pilot.
How old is he?
What, 35?
30s, yeah, 35, 36.
I mean,
He doesn't want to do nothing else.
he can come in 2 months, make $150,000 and go home.
Dustin, you can talk about getting me on that fucking me on that helicopter.
He don't want to fly, remember?
Yeah, I don't. If I'm in charge, though. See, that's another thing going up north. I think it would be fun to go to Iowa with y'all for a week and work.
It is.
I would enjoy that. I like to see different shit and do different things. I wouldn't want them to do a career. I don't even want to get paid, but I'd like to go up for a week and just do
country
it.
that you see up there is so different than here.
Yeah, I like all that
From
area.
from the people's houses to the way they farm to the equipment, the way they take care of everything is so first class. I don't know. I guess they make so much more money than what the farmers around here can make.
Oh, more
It
the
is weird.
farther north you go, the more lucrative the farmer is.
Yep.
And like their shit is just so
Yep.
well taken care of.
Everything's
Their shops are
polished.
maintained,
Yep.
and like they fucking wash their tractors. and
Everything's
Literally,
indoors
yeah.
in the wintertime
Yes,
too.
it is.
Locked up. But yeah, I would enjoy that. But I like to go see different shit and do different shit. So I want to go see what y'all are doing. I think that would be cool. And when y'all first started doing it, I thought that'd be cool as shit. And I thought, man, that's smart.
I wonder what the deal is though, because like you drive past some of the farms here and shit's laying out, and I don't know if it's
Well, they work.
You would-
They have to work year round down here because it's a different environment.
But you just don't see the junk, trash, tires, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
old trashy equipment piled up. You go up there, everything's perfect, put in the barn, the yards are mowed, the flower beds are clean, the houses are pretty, they're washed clean.
yeah. No, I've noticed that too. Just in going to, I mean, we've gone to North Dakota a couple times. We've driven up to Canada. He can't figure it out. What is it? What have you got there, Jeff?
I've done fucked up something. I don't know.
You click. It's an iPhone, Jeff. It's user friendly,
Yeah, well, mine's not.
but it's just
that
a
special
totally
edition.
different environment.
Yes, it is.
The farmers compared to here and there. One of our guys, Blake, like it's clean every day. It's the windshields are wiped down. I'm like, fuck, I've never wiped anything down. Tractor out here is just a piece of shit. Last thing I'm worried about is the window being clean.
Cleaning the
I'm worried
windows
about the motherfucker not burning down on me when I'm driving to the field. Worried about the plow not dropping off
Yeah.
in the middle of this thing.
Fall out in the middle of the road.
I've noticed though the farmers we have that are good farmers, they're like that.
Very much. Oh yeah, I can tell you a handful around here that,
Yes.
that remind me of the northern.
They
North
take care of all
Midwest.
their
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Definitely.
You know, like the Schwartzes, everything is taken care of.
Yeah.
But you got some people that don't.
Even the little baby farmers up there are
Yes.
were farm like.
It's because they all learned from the same people.
Yeah.
Stanfield Hunting is the shit farmer. We're the Sanford and Son.
Well, yeah, we're not farmers. We're not trying to be.
That fucking tractor of ours. Jesus.
But we're not in it to try to make them do a tractor. Just
Well,
to
Jeff,
plants
if
to do.
I'm going to sit my ass in it, then I need to be comfortable. I need an air ride.
Well, I ain't buying a $150,000 tractor to shred some sunflowers with. That'd be kind of stupid. It's not cost effective.
I feel like Lamont driving down the road in that thing.
So, did you have to go to any more training to learn how to fly this 7-seat helicopter?
I'm not even gonna. I'm not sure I'm gonna be the pilot. I may just watch.
You're not going to fly it at all? You
I'm
don't
gonna
want
learn to fly, but I won't work it probably. No, we've got an instructor down here right now
Yep.
with him.
So,
Yeah, all that's happening as we speak.
is it a one-stick deal? Like,
No, all the helicopters have 2 sticks and 2 pedals.
it looks like a whole lot of fucking work to try to get something done. So, like when I used to watch Magnum PI years ago, the guy's just not got a stick and that's it. You have a stick in front of you, and then you got a
Yep.
stick on your left
Yep,
hand.
and both
What's
of
the
your-
one on the left doing?
Makes you go in the air.
So you pull it up to go up?
Yes, sir.
You have to keep your hand on it all times?
No, usually they have friction that'll hold them there.
Okay. What's the one here for? Side to side?
Just steering wheel
Okay, and what's the 2 feet pedal?
controls your tail if you want to move it one way or the other.
Once you get doing it, it's pretty easy. Like doing a
Oh,
zero
just
turn.
Just ask Garrett. There's nothing to
is
it.
it hard?
It's hard, yes. It's very
Well, I
hard.
mean, it's got to be. If it was easy, Democrats would do it.
But
Yes.
every action takes a reaction.
So if you do
everything
something with one thing, you got to do something to correct it. You're constantly. I mean,
So it's not like doing a zero turn mower.
no.
Because that son of a bitch, first time I got on one of them fuckers, I was like, what the hell?
Intuitive.
Garrett's got a little flight time. He could tell you how hard it is.
I mean, it's hard.
Do you practice from starting at the ground up, or do you get up in there and then you start practicing?
Get up there. and
Basically, you
practice.
get up there in the air and learn how to hover.
Well, that's what
Takes
I-
about 12, 14 hours.
To learn how to hover.
Yeah, just to hold it straight.
That's crazy.
How high up are you learning to hover at?
50 foot.
Yeah.
So enough that if you fuck up, this guy can
Well, I
grab
mean,
this.
You hope
stick.
you
yeah.
can.
Yeah,
You hope you can.
Yeah.
How long when you went to school to fly? How long before they let you actually fly the helicopter?
I had 40-something hours.
You
I was a
were-
real slow learner.
So it was 40 hours before they let you learn how to fly it.
No, before I actually took it by myself.
How long before you got to get in the the first day of school? Did they
Oh,
put
no,
you
you
in the
go,
helicopter?
go day one.
You get in the helicopter?
Absolutely.
Them guys got some balls. They're teaching these
Mm-hmm.
fuckers.
The bad part is when you go to flight school, you're learning from somebody that has 300 or 400 hours. All the people that have real time are out working, so you're getting your instruction from somebody that just graduated.
Ain't that crazy? So how many hours do you have?
About 12,000.
12,000. So are you an instructor too?
No.
Could you be an instructor? Do you have to go
I
take a
feel like
test to do it?
Yeah, I would have to go test.
But you ought to be able to. I mean, 12,000 hours, that's plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess the emergency situations is probably the hardest things to.
Decision making, you better be on your toes.
Yeah, you don't want some pothead up there flying you around everywhere. when the auto rotate when it like it would stall out there. How do they teach you that?
You go
You go do it.
Whoa, hold
come
on.
to the airport after this. You can watch them.
Huh?
They'll be doing them all day today,
Uh,
all the way to the ground.
They'll stall them on purpose.
No,
and-
you just chop the engine. Our helicopter rotor system, if it stalls, you're dead. So it has exactly like a freewheeling unit, like a bicycle. When you're pedaling your bike, you let off, you don't stop. You keep rolling. So if the engine quits, our blades keep spinning.
okay.
So you're pedaling your bicycle and you stop.
Yep.
You go. Drrrr,
Yep.
You keep going.
Right.
So we turn our engine off. We keep spinning.
Can you actually go forward still?
Yeah, use your forward airspeed to actually build momentum in your rotor system and wait. And you're coming down about 500 feet, 800 feet per minute. When you get to the end, you take your forward airspeed and you stall the helicopter. Builds up inertia in your rotor system to cushion your landing. You better be on your toes, but
That don't sound very fucking fun to me.
nothing to it.
Yeah, that's what you say. How many times did you fuck up learning how to do that?
A lot.
That looks like it would be
But
tough to do.
knock on wood, I've never had to do it. Never had to do it.
Do you
I
practice doing
I
it
do.
sometimes?
Yes, I do. Often.
just to stay sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, you want to go ride with me? Does Dwayne want to ride with you when you practice that?
No, I don't feel like he does.
I don't blame him.
No.
He probably. I bet your mom's nervous about you.
My
flying
mom's
still.
rode with me once.
One time.
One time.
Did she tell you how to do it?
No, she didn't say much.
She's nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Did you scare the shit out of Mr. Tucker when you flew him?
I don't know if I've flown Mr.
I thought he
Tucker.
dropped a football off or something.
No, I don't know. I took the oldest living
Oh, I thought
alumni.
I thought Mark was going to
No,
go.
no.
He would be fun as hell to have up there. He'd have more cushion stuck up his ass while he was flying. He'd be shitting cotton for 2 weeks.
Nope, he hadn't been with me.
So you actually go up, turn all your shit off,
Yep.
and practice crash landing.
That's it.
I don't
That's
even
what it boils
sound
down
fun.
to.
Have you tried that, Garrett?
Yeah.
You done it yourself?
Successfully, too, because you're still here.
Still here.
Yeah, with an instructor.
So what's keeping you from getting your license?
Time,
Yeah, Garrett.
probably.
Huh?
Time.
Do you really, really want it, or are you just doing it?
I mean, it's one of those deals. You can't just go do it an hour here and an hour there. You either got to do it or don't. You can literally, you cannot. It's got to be your full-time job.
Then you better take it serious.
Yeah.
Well, no, you need to. I
One
mean,
screw up, you will be dead.
could
you
you
just-
fly if emergency situation? Could
Yeah.
you get in a helicopter and fly somebody?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to have.
Might
But
be
I
a little
mean-
rough.
Yeah, it may be rough, but I can get you there.
I don't give a shit if you got me there. I wouldn't know the difference.
But the whole deal is like learning and to pass all the knowledge and all that stuff and the weather and just all the stuff you got to know. You just have to be dedicated to that for about 3 months.
What about the guys at KOCO in Oklahoma City that fly the helicopter in the tornadoes? Are they nuts? Or would you
I mean,
do
I
that?
probably would do it if I had the right storm chaser.
Dude, I can hook you up.
I thought you didn't like to fly.
I don't know if I'd want to fly, but I think that would be interesting.
He
way
don't
to
wanna
watch this
fly
stuff.
when
If I
it's
would have had
sunny
it the other
outside.
night, I could have got in front of the one at Throckmorton.
You should have.
I know.
Tonight you got a chance. Could fly to Ardmore. Between here and Ardmore, there'll be a tornado tonight, guaranteed.
So what do? They just fly around and wait for
No, they
this
still
thing to break
I
out?
think they stay 30 to 50 miles out, and they have a camera that will literally go that far.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told. Is
Oh.
that
I don't think they're 30 to 50. I've seen them
close?
fucking within 2 miles of it. Because, you know, that rotating supercell stays within itself, and they'll stay outside of that cloud bank where it's rotating.
The only thing I would worry about is hail.
I would guess 5 minutes. Well, they don't get under the cloud. I don't know what they do when they fucking all join together, but if they get a single supercell, that might be 5 miles, but they'll fly that outer deal.
I mean, Garrett and I'll fly right up next to them when they're just rain, just sheets of rain. You fly. It has to start and end
can see
somewhere.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
They'll stay right on that edge.
You want to know the problem with America? That's the problem with America.
What?
There's no real fucking danger anymore. We're inventing danger now. Let's fucking get in a helicopter and fly next to a tornado at 2 miles. That's fucking stupid.
That one.
We'll go
That's
live.
that's
We'll
the
go live.
problem with America right there.
Yeah, you'd
There's
be-
no real danger. Just like that dickhead the other day that got inside the tornado. You're a fucking moron.
And that was an
I
F3
kinda thought it was
tornado.
cool.
I thought it was cool too. but
There's
that-
no real danger anymore in life. That's the problem.
Well, that was real danger. He was in a fucking Ford
yeah,
Bronco.
but he shouldn't have done that in the first place.
I don't think he meant to get as close as he got.
Oh,
And then
I
he's
thought
like,
he did.
put on the brakes, put
You
on the
think he
brakes, back up. You're a fucking idiot for even being there.
Well, I would have done that.
In the tornado.
I would have gotten back a little bit behind. I almost got into one at Happy, Texas this year, and I did not mean to get that as close as I was. One of the few times I've really been
I
scared.
think he meant to drive. I think it was
He-
like Twister.
too.
I think he was
They-
being Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. I think
Well-
he wanted to get in the tornado.
He's drove that Dominator into him all the time. They used to have the deals that come down.
Well,
to
yeah,
lock it
that's
in.
different. That's not a fucking
that,
Ford
Reed?
Bronco.
Was it not
Yeah.
the one in Truscott that he
Yes.
drove in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's some bitch that was an F3 tornado. They're lucky.
Put on the brakes.
Those guys from
Fucking-
El Reno that
if
got,
you're saying put on the brakes, you're about 5 miles too close.
Yeah.
El Reno guys that got killed were
You were there, or you showed up, didn't you?
which one at the Bill at Reed's or the one in
No,
El
that was
Reno?
the two that crashed, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the one at Reed Timmer, the guys in El Reno, I wasn't there that day, but I would have been right behind them. I had been the day before chasing with them, and I was parked right next to them in the same spot. So I would have, dumbass, could have been right there next to them. I'm surprised it was just them and it wasn't a whole bunch of guys because usually it's a big group. But the tornado guys with the storm and the helicopter is pretty amazing. And they got a hell of a camera on it. And they'll get some rain. You'll see some rain on it sometimes, but they usually stay out of the rain. But they got advanced radar and they got studio
I
telling
don't
them
think I'm
what
gonna
to
get
do.
in there with my phone.
No, fuck no, shit no.
Got a 5-minute delay on what the storm's
My
doing.
radar scope says we're okay. Oh fuck, you know?
It just updated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we putting the E on in front of this now? In Twister, it's F. Now it's EF3.
No, I don't have a clue on that. What did
I don't like that.
What kind of radar do you have in the helicopters? None. Your phone?
My phone.
Text
Right.
message alert.
Yeah. Call Garrett and ask him if it's gonna rain.
That's
Four flight. Four flight has really good
Four
radar.
flight's really good.
four flight.
Yeah. That's what all your pilots use, but it's got really good radar on it.
So I just learned like the flag at the airport, like for each little color is a different knots or whatever. I did not know that. I just thought
I
it,
The
didn't know
ones
that
out here
either.
at Knox City don't work, so
I just thought it was a shitty flag.
You need to talk to the mayor.
they work well enough. Garrett, why don't you tell him what happened the other day?
We came in land with a tailwind instead of a headwind.
because the flag was
in
messed
the
up.
middle of that storm.
In the middle of this last storm, what was that,
Surprised y'all
Tuesday?
didn't see us. Everybody else in town watched.
Yeah, we came in, and that was actually in the plane. We're flying in, and the pilot decided at about 40 foot that we had really messed up. We need to go around.
So y'all were fixing to go into the wrong wind. What
Yes.
kind of plane do y'all have now?
King Air?
A King Air.
Mm-hmm.
By somebody. That's what y'all took Louisiana the other day?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
That's the bitch. How either one of you can you fly it yet?
No, sir.
Are you gonna learn how?
No, sir.
What's its airspeed?
About 400 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's some bitch will cut some wind.
Yeah. Cover some country.
Are you
Just like-
chartering that
and
out?
Just like the
Just
other day,
a
it
toy.
saved. We left out of here. We had to go see 4 different customers. Covered probably, what was that, probably 1,000 miles throughout the day.
Oh,
We
no.
left
It was 600 two-way, 1,200 there. And we took a 30-something hour car ride and made it into a 8-hour trip.
Are you gonna go? Is that how you're gonna go to Iowa this year?
Yeah, we are.
We'll go back and forth, just seeing people, because a lot of times we had to go up there and just look at some stuff, and it wasn't worth, driving up there.
Be there an hour and a half or 14 hours in the
Yeah.
car.
If you need someone to go with you, let me know. I'll go up there and
We could storm chasing that.
no shit. Boy, we cover some
Definitely
time.
we could definitely outrun it.
There.
With that tonight, we can get in a tornado for sure.
Anywhere in the country, from here to Missouri, you
Yeah.
can pretty well get
Jump
into
up
one.
and go find one.
I'll tell you what I've always wanted to do is be in a hurricane. I've
There's
always
no
wa-
fucking danger. If that's your fucking God,
I would love to go
There's
to where
no-
a hurricane's going to hit and go to Corpus Christi where they have the Hilton and it's got the concrete parking garage and camp out in there with the camera and shit. I think that would be badass. The problem is if you go get in a
People
hurricane,
like
it's
you
getting
are
back
the ones
out.
we're having to go rescue.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
I would be prepared. But if you go down there, you got to take enough gas and all that stuff to get home, and people don't realize that. You get down there because some storm chasers went down there and like, I didn't can't buy gas nowhere. What the fuck do you expect?
We carried all our gas on our trip. We knew we wouldn't be able to find it. We took thousands of gallons.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
And that's the problem that people have. They don't realize that. Now, when y'all are set up like this, is the Red Cross or FEMA or someone, are they supplying y'all with fuel to help do anything? Or y'all just on your own?
On our own.
That's crazy. The money our government wastes, and you got people down here rescuing people. Did you
Well, yeah,
rescue
we-
people off roofs?
We saw a couple. We were working hand in hand with Coast Guard. And we were in the animals, and they were in the people. So we're not really set up for rescue off a house and such, and they were. So they kind of linked up with us. It was really cool.
Payne was telling me the other day about the helicopter. I guess where he's at in Seattle, they got Chinooks. Is that the big
That's
ones?
what landed out at the Knox City Airport that time.
That's what they have
Uh-huh.
down there, and they've got maybe Apaches there. He said some bitches are scary. He said, I'd hate to be having them some bitches shoot at me.
That was pretty cool that day that they had parts failure or whatever, and 4 of them came and landed at Knox City.
And did y'all help them fix it?
We took pictures.
what did they have? Just mechanic and all the shit right there?
All
they
in the
needed?
helicopter.
Everything they needed.
Yep.
That's crazy.
All their
was.
tools and everything.
You might be having to hire one of them guys as a mechanic one day.
keeps growing like it is.
No, I don't think we're going to be looking into Chinooks.
No, but I'm talking about just a helicopter
Oh,
pilot.
yeah.
Mechanic in general. I'm assuming a lot of your guys are military people that learn how to fly.
I think we only have one military guy.
Just one.
So you got a lot of discipline.
He's the one that plays Nintendo 10 months a year.
That don't surprise me either. That's the other side the military people don't know about. That's hard to believe he wants to work 2 months and that's it.
I think he can make him enough money. Why not?
You got to imagine if he just worked 5 years and
Actually,
retired for the rest of his
we have
life.
two that do that. The other one sits on the beach and surfs.
Guys, if you're listening, work 5 years straight, then just retire for life.
There
The
you
deal
go.
is you can't make that money year round.
Oh, that it's
So
just
that's-
yeah.
So you'd have
it's-
to
it's a
hustle.
seasonal deal.
You'd have
It's
to
just
find
seasonal.
something
It's
else.
all seasonal. Yep.
are the tourist deals like I was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and they've got these helicopter tours where you can fly. That's got to be the money on that can't be just real good. Charging
No,
somebody
it's not.
$24 to
No.
fucking ride in a helicopter.
No. All right. No, it's awful. It's awful.
I would
idea.
think that would be, or like South Padre Island doing beach tours.
Those
I-
pilots are doing it basically just to build hours.
That's what they're doing. That's what I want. Some fucker building hours if
Yeah.
they're flying me around at
Carry you
$24.
around on a $24 helicopter
Yeah,
ride.
or whatever they cost. I don't think it's
It's not
pretty
much
cheap.
more than that.
I mean, and it's the same with the ones in the Grand Canyon. You know, I don't know what they charge for that either.
They're a little more than $24, but
There's a bunch of them fuckers doing that shit all the time too.
Yeah.
Are y'all worried about the pig hunting going forward, or do you think it's going to be here? As far as like legislation, do you think that the
I think
government
it'll
will ever
stay.
come in? You do?
Yeah, I think it'll be a little more regulated through the Federal Aviation Administration, but I don't think they'll ever take it away.
When did they legalize it? When could you do it?
2011, September 1, 2011.
Do you worry about the gun laws though with the rifles?
I don't really do myself, but some people do.
That's one of the things I'm really concerned with. Boy, they're fucking.
The ammo is more of a concern right now, but I don't.
Are you having trouble getting it?
Not right now. We're not.
You're not yet.
It's just
Are you stocking up all the time though?
Yeah.
Every time we can buy it, we buy all we can buy. Are you worried about that affecting the goose hunting?
It did last year.
It
We
did.
had guys in January that called and said they couldn't find anything.
We had one cancellation on a huge ranch in Albany, and they said they couldn't. Their ammo bill was going to go from roughly $1,500 to like $6,000, and they said no.
I've had guys that like you said, Boss sponsors us, and we're good friends with Brandon, and we hear a lot of stuff. And their biggest concern is getting their powder, and then they're getting the primers and all that stuff. And I see, if the government wants to regulate and screw us around, that's the way to do it. Is take away the ammo.
Definitely.
Fuck, you can give people guns, but if you can't get no ammo, it don't do you no good.
Yep.
Right. That's
And-
like just we got scared and we bought up tons of magazines, we bought 100,000 rounds, and I mean, we just buy that every chance we get.
Now they say that there's potentially going to be a magazine tax.
That's why we went ahead and bought several thousand.
Well, I think it's going to be what you own.
Yeah, $200 per magazine they're wanting to do.
I
is what
sold
read.
all mine.
That's
yeah,
exactly
I mean,
right.
yeah, it'd be tough
Just
to.
lost them.
We
Yeah.
lost them at Miller Creek.
We had a tragic storm. I was flying next to a tornado, and I had all my magazines with me.
But they don't realize is the people up north, they say, "Oh, we're going to do this." Well, local law enforcement's not going to fucking enforce it. They don't want to. They don't believe in that.
No.
And that's what the people up north don't understand. In their little liberal cities, they think that that's what they'll do, and they're going to go. Fuck, nobody's going to tell them that, and nobody's going to come get them. But that's what concerns me is later down the road is just trying to cut off the ammo supply because they've done more and more. I wasn't as worried when Trump was in, but with this people I have now, we don't even know who our president really is. I mean, let's be honest. Whoever's leading our country, we don't know. It ain't shit in his drawers, and so I worry about that. I do. I think that's a concern that we all should be worried about. If you're hunting, if you listen to this podcast, you're a hunter. You wouldn't be listening to this.
Yeah.
Have you flown the southern border?
I have not.
You have not.
Nope.
It'd be interesting to know how. Just how porous it really is. What the wall looks like now.
Yeah.
If they're really coming across like they say they are. Because I don't trust any news at this point. I don't trust Fox News. I don't trust CNN, MSNBC.
I read a guy yesterday that lives at Donna, Texas, I believe, and they have a 54-acre compound they just built next to it, and they're using a boys' club parking lot or something out of it, and it's 54 acres of kids in tents.
Wow.
So they're fucking coming from somewhere.
No? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
I think the
exactly
cartel's
right.
getting $3,000 a kid
Yep.
And they're all wearing Biden Harris shirts whenever they get over here.
and getting a fucking Kamala Harris coloring
Book.
book. Did you know
Children's
that?
book.
Yeah, getting a children's book that she
Wrote.
freaking wrote. Giving every kid coming over here. Miss Camel Toe. That's our vice president right there.
They need to send us down there and get it cleaned up.
Yeah, no shit.
Send who?
Every county's
Jeff's
got one.
brother.
Jeff Speechless.
You got one in on me there. Our local
Our
local patriot.
I can hear it now. Yep.
Okay, guys.
Jeff doesn't know where to go. You boxed him in.
I appreciate you guys being on here.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
We'd like to have
Appreciate
y'all on again later on, maybe next year, and kind of just anything going on, breaking news. I appreciate what you do for our town. The West Texas Air Force is a huge thing. It helps. Y'all help with fires. Mm-hmm. Y'all help with everything. Every community needs one. We're very blessed to have y'all here. Anyways, I appreciate y'all both being on here.
Yep,
Y'all got a new
appreciate y'all.
helicopter to go play with.
You
so
bet.
Y'all get out of
We'll
here.
go
Tell
look at
people
it.
your website, and then we'll look up a helicopter.
Garrett's the man.
They don't even know it. CedarRidgeAviation.com.
Just don't look too close.
Why?
Just website and just perfect.
Oh.
You having website problems?
We have developer problems, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Instagram's a way better deal for us. A lot of our video and content and all that's on Cedar Ridge Aviation on Instagram.
Fucking websites are hard to maintain right now.
They are.
They're a
It's a
pain
lot
in the
easier
ass.
to keep Instagram updated.
And I don't understand the need for a website if you've got a good Instagram and a
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Yep.
I mean, we've got ours, and Tony redid it a couple years ago, but I guarantee you Instagram, Facebook drive way more traffic than a
Yeah, I
website
think
does.
So too.
So I don't beat yourself up too bad that your website's not on par. Be all right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming out.
Yep.
Go play with your helicopter. See you guys.
Appreciate it.
Okay. God damn, I can't believe you said that shit. You made me fuck. I didn't want to say it.
Go check out all of our sponsors. Check out Goose Creek Retrievers, Gundog Outdoors, Bangtail Whiskey. They ship whiskey straight to your door. You ain't got to leave your house. Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Pacific Calls, Blind Grass Camouflage System, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club, and Dirty Duck Coffee.